Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Full On Football Podcast. As always, Ben is joining me to look back at a monumental week in the transfer market. Apologies that there was no episode last week. I was away doing the NC 500 in Scotland in a camper van. My girlfriend's refund. Ben was simply lost without me and decided it was best to have a week off. Good evening, Ben. How are we?
Fantastically, wonderfully well. Yeah, I was lost without you, mate. I did think about just sitting in a room, camera on, recording myself, but I'm not that vain.
You should have tried it.
Do it. I should have tried it, really, but I'm not as good looking as you, mate. So I'm not going to be recording myself with a camera, putting it on YouTube.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. There's simply onto the show. There's simply no other place to start. Last week, I think it's fair to say the football world was rocked by one of the most incredible transfers in Premier League history. Norwich City signing Ozan Kabak on loan from Schalke. For a whopping 13 million euros, Ben. It doesn't get any bigger than that, does it?
No, to be fair, what a signing. That's a player with proven pedigree in the Premier League at Liverpool last season and helped them to a Champions League finish. So for a signing from a championship side just come into the Premier League in Norwich, what a signing that is. And I don't think that'll be outdone in this transfer window.
No, I don't. He's got Champions League experience. He kept a clean sheet against Real Madrid at Anfield.
Yeah.
He's played with some of the greats. He played with
Mo Salah,
Reece Williams. He's played with Nat Phillips.
Well, Nat Phillips got a new contract today. So,
Is that right? I didn't see that.
He got a new contract today. So therefore, you can't argue with that. He is, one of the greats. I heard Baresi used to watch videos of Nat Phillips. Anyway,
is that right?
Serious stuff.
Serious stuff. Within 24 hours, Cristiano Ronaldo was allegedly all but signed for Manchester City, only for a stunning swoop by Man Utd to re-sign him 12 years on from him departing for Real Madrid. Ben, as a Liverpool fan, how excited are you to see him, the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, return to the Premier League? Like, honestly, are you excited?
How excited am I? I'm unbelievably excited, mate. I think it's a great thing for the Premier League. With my Liverpool head on, obviously, yeah, it's not great to see Ronaldo going to your bitter rivals. I used to hate Cristiano Ronaldo when he was at Man Utd when I was younger. He moved to Real Madrid. I couldn't stand him. Portugal 2006 against England, just being good at Man United. He really did my head in. But when he went to Real Madrid, a couple of years of being there, I've just had nothing but admiration for him for about 10 years now. So now he's coming back. He's the real deal. He is as good as we've ever seen. So I'm really excited, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, I'm a Man United fan. So to me, it was like, I generally did wake up on what day was that? Saturday morning? No. Yeah, waking up on Saturday morning, pinch myself. So I generally did, I could not believe it. But just having a quick think now, it's got to be the biggest signing in Premier League history.
Commercially, commercially, and also if you were to, he still will. How good is he? Is he still in the best 3 players in the world? I wouldn't say yes or no, really. I don't think he had the exposure playing for Juventus for me to categorically go with a yes on that. But then he could come to the Premier League in 3 months' time. We could be talking about him as winning the Ballon d'Or. So he is still, if top 5 players in the world, he's still in it. So how often do the Premier League sign the finished article? I can't ever really think of a Premier League doing that. It's always been La Liga finishing signing the finished article. France in recent years at PSG have done it a bit as well. But yeah, it is the biggest signing in Premier League history, albeit he's 36. People say he's past it, but he's not. Let's be honest. He is not past it. He is still as fit as he ever was. He's adapted his game, and you wouldn't be surprised if he was still here in 2 years' time, still scoring a lot of goals.
No, that's it. I think you're right. I think it feels like, it might not, but it feels like in the last year, it's like a changing of the guard. Like you said, it's La Liga. There'll be a player that, like Cristiano Ronaldo originally, bursts onto the scene, creates his reputation and becomes a world-class star at Manchester United, only for him to be poached by Real Madrid. And the same thing could be said about Luis Suarez from Liverpool, Eden Hazard perhaps from Chelsea, got to Real Madrid, obviously hasn't quite worked out. And Coutinho at that time when, Liverpool turned him into a absolute superstar, only for him to
Bale.
fall off a cliff at Barcelona. Bale, yeah, so on and so forth. But it does feel like, along with Rafael Varane, I think similar ilk, in his prime going to Manchester United, hopefully it feels like a bit of a change in the guard where, English teams might start signing the finished articles, albeit a 36-year-old Ronaldo isn't a 29-year-old Ronaldo, but a 36-year-old Ronaldo is still most players, if someone at 28 is as good as Ronaldo at 36, and they've done something right.
Listen, if forget Cristiano Ronaldo, if the Premier League signed one of the top 5 players in the world, forget who it is, you don't know who it is, but they're just one of the best 5 players in the world, that's a serious statement. And is he one of the best 5 players in the world? Yeah. So it's huge. It's absolutely huge. And talking about changing the guard with the leagues, I see Mbappe, obviously Real Madrid are trying to get him, and he wants to go. But it actually surprises me a bit that he wants to go, because I'm looking at the product over there at the moment. I think Real Madrid are weak. I think Barcelona are weak. Obviously, Atletico are strong. But the product of the league isn't as strong as it once was. And you can only really imagine your likes of Haaland. And you would have thought Mbappe ending up in the Premier League now.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I'm disappointed to see that from Mbappe. And I know Real Madrid is seen as the creme de la creme when it comes to that. You feel like don't get me wrong, I know football's a funny game and things can change very quickly, but you feel like they're sort of, how many years are they away from your likes of Manchester City and Liverpool and Bayern Munich and PSG? You feel like they're a good 2 or 3 years away, especially with the financial troubles they have and the big players potentially not available. I don't see any quick fixes for him going over there. So it does baffle me. As for Ronaldo, the more I think about it, the more I get carried away. I've spoke to several people about this over the last week or so. The more I think about it, I just get more excited and more excited about mainly the effect he'll have on the other players, specifically the young players. Do you think that he'll have that, I don't know if it's a given, but the aura that he has over players, do you think he'll get another 10% out of every single player on the pitch?
Yes, 100%. And talking about from different perspectives, whether I want this to happen, the only perspective I didn't want this deal to happen was from Liverpool's standpoint. From the Premier League standpoint, it's great, but think of it from an England point of view. You've got Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood and Jadon Sancho all playing for Man United. Now, there is the argument, I've heard a lot, Greenwood might have limited game time with Ronaldo there. Well, ultimately, I'm sure he'll still start 20 games, maybe 25. So they're going to get game time regardless. What better human being, forget even footballers, just any human being on the planet, what better human being is there for them to learn off of day in, day out? There's nobody. There's not one human being. People might say, well, Lionel Messi's as good as Ronaldo. Well, maybe he is, but he was that good at 18. So it's not like, I'm not trying to say he hasn't worked hard. Of course he's worked hard. He's had to work hard to stay where he is. But Ronaldo, you've seen it's for lifestyle, the dedication, the mentality. He's a winner. That's going to rub off on these boys. So it's a great thing for English football.
It absolutely is. And you're absolutely spot on. There is not, Lionel Messi signing for Man United would not have as much of an impact personally on the rest of the players as it would Cristiano Ronaldo. And not like you said, not to say he isn't talented or hasn't worked hard, but the presence, the attitude, the dedication, the aura that he brings would only, I'm watching him every day, learning from the way he looks after himself. You imagine Mason Greenwood thinking, God, if I do what Ronaldo does, I might be as good as him. If I learn from it, the movement off the ball, the movement in the box, just watching him every day, what an education that is for them, all for the cost, really. We spoke about it off air. You think they'll make a profit on it? I think you might be right.
100%. Look, I don't know the numbers. I'm not working in accounts for PSG or Man United, but the Messi shirt sales, the amount that brought in for PSG in terms of revenue, I don't know the figure, but it was astronomical. And Ronaldo's, I'm led to believe, will be even bigger. He's got a bigger social media following. He's a bigger brand than Lionel Messi, albeit they're both astronomically bigger than anyone else. But yeah, I'd be shocked. I don't know the numbers. I'd just be shocked if they didn't actually turn a profit on this deal, as well as having one of the top 5 players on the planet, influencing Rashford, Greenwood, Sancho, which is also great for England. Another leader in the dressing room, Maguire, Fernandes. I'd even put McTominay in that bracket. People might laugh at that, but he's got a great mentality. Ronaldo, leaders around that dressing room, and suddenly you're transitioning Man United from have-beens into, they could do something here. Do you know what I mean? It's that big of a signing. It's not just his individual talent. It's as you mentioned, the effect he'll have on everyone else in the dressing room. Do you think Man United how can they fare in the Premier League this season? Could they win the league? Is it possible?
I think it tilts. I think it improves their chances. I'm still a bit cautious. I'm still trying to be realistic when I say that. I've maintained on the show quite a few times that Man City are the best Premier League side I've seen since I've been watching football. The best team in our league, best team I've seen is this Manchester City side. So to win the league, obviously you have to finish above Man City, which I think is enormous task for anyone. It definitely gives them more of an opportunity, and I do think that you've got the games that they previously would have drawn. I think you win because I think he scores goals out of nothing. I think he does the incredible more often than not, and I think ultimately I'm convinced that we'll have more points than we did last season. However, we spoke about it before. They probably needed a striker, but probably not as much as they needed a top holding midfielder. Now, if you gave me the choice before, we needed a midfielder more, but would I rather have signed Cristiano Ronaldo or Declan Rice? It would have been a no-brainer. You couldn't possibly ignore the Ronaldo factor. So I think it gives them more of a chance. I still have Man City's favourites. Chelsea, Man United and Liverpool, I don't see a lot in it, really, between the three of them. I know a lot of people have tipped Chelsea to be the favourites, which I don't quite see. They have more of a chance now. They definitely have more of a chance, but I still don't make them favourites. And on the basis of, I don't know if you watch much of the game against Wolves, Christ the Lord, they were appalling for 45 minutes, and they got to get a jail card, really. It was cashed in. It was really, really cashed in on Sunday. So do they have more of a chance? Yes, but I still don't think they'll win it. However, the mentality, the attitude, like you said, having the winners in the dressing room, I expect them to win a trophy, and I expect them to perhaps get towards the latter stages of the Champions League with Ronaldo in the team. Whether it's enough, I don't know. But yeah, I still have City as favourites.
Yeah, I do too. Man City will win the league, mark my words. But what I would say is prior to the Ronaldo signing, people were talking about 4 teams could win the league. I never had Man United in that, I don't think. I think it was the other 3. I really do think they've got as good a chance as anyone with Ronaldo in the side. And on the winners front, I left out Varane as well. You've got 5 absolute leaders in that dressing room now, and that gives you every chance to do something. And you're going to fight on all fronts. You've got to remember FA Cups, League Cups, Champions League, league title. So in terms of signings Man United have made, obviously Bruno Fernandes came in, instant impact. He's been a success at Man United, been one of the greatest signings in the Premier League for probably the last decade, I'd say. How excited are you about this transfer? How does this compare? This must be the ultimate.
Yeah, it is the ultimate, mate. It's Christmases, all my Christmases have come at once. It's unbelievable. It's something I never thought I'd see again. Last time I watched Ronaldo Old Trafford 2007 against Everton, 2-1. He scored on both. Last time I thought I'll never see him Old Trafford again. I was lucky enough to see him when he played for Juventus at Old Trafford a few years ago. We lost. He was very good on that day. I thought that was it. I never thought this day would come, and it's beyond belief, really. I am ridiculously excited, but I'm still a bit. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't want to get too carried away because I think it'll bite me on the ass, but. Either way, do you think, we're signing the top goal scorer in Serie A. Chelsea paid £100 million for the second top goal scorer who won the league. Juventus finished 4th on the final day, and he scored 29 league goals. Does that, tell us everything we need to know that this is definitely going to work? It's a no-brainer.
People forget that. People think that Lukaku's come here as the finished product, and he's one of the top 5 strikers in his position. Both of those statements are true. He's come here as a finished product. He is one of the top 5 in his position, Romelu Lukaku. People are overlooking the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo is still, in fact, ahead of him. He outscored him in a worse Juventus side last season, as you mentioned. And I chatted to someone on the weekend and saying about he doesn't think Ronaldo will come here and score 20 goals. I'll tell you what, if Ronaldo comes here, 35 games to go, he might not play all of them. If he only scores 20, league only, he'll be disappointed. If he only scores 20 in the league, he'll be disappointed with that. So that says everything for me. I think personally he will score 20 league goals. He believes he won't even score 15 in all comps, which I just can't see, because you're looking at last season, he's still got way over 30 in all competitions. I don't see him slowing down. The eye test, even in the Euros, top scorer at the Euros as well. People are overlooking this. So as far as I'm concerned, I can see no logical reason as to why he's not going to score goals at Man United.
Well, that's it. And I think if you look back to when United signed Zlatan a few years ago, I think he was 35 or 36. Now, Zlatan was an incredible player, but he's not Cristiano Ronaldo, and he scored 26 goals by, I think it was the end of February, start of March, when he got injured. So, really, even if he only scored, you said if he only scores 20, it's not a bad return, since though in recent years top goal scorer in the Premier League gets about 20. I think Mane and Salah had about 21 each, 22 each the year Liverpool won the title. I think Kane had 24 last season. So I agree with you. I can't see him scoring any less than 20, should that be enough? Will United win the league with that? Will Ronaldo on his return win the league?
Well, look, what I'd say is I don't think they will win the league, but I think they are in with as good a chance as anyone, really. He will score 20 goals. I'd make a wager with you if you want to go on that. Unless the only void for this is if he misses more than sort of 5 games through injury. He will score 20 league goals. I have no doubt. If you want to put a wager on that with me, that goes for anybody listening. I'll put a wager on that with anybody.
Yeah,
and 100% he will. And mate, start off. He'll take 6 penalties. You're further away there. Do you know what I mean? You're telling me he won't score 10 headers? Come on.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So, and that's without a bit of dribbling, beating a man, scoring a goal. He'll score 20. There's no doubt in my mind. The only thing that would stop him would be an injury or game time.
And he doesn't really get injured.
No. Exactly. No. So there you have it. We've decided that Man United are winning the league. We've just talked ourselves into it. Man United are winning the league.
That's what I hate, though. You talk about things, you get so excited about a player, you get carried away, and then Newcastle beat us at Old Trafford next weekend, and it's all doom and gloom ollie out again. It's a funny old game.
Pulling it down serious, Man United won't win the league, but they've got as good a chance as anyone to win the league, with one of the greatest players of all time signing back at Old Trafford after, is it 12 long years away? 12 long years away, that's right, after the Champions League leaving Man United. And everybody's excited. I'm excited. I don't like the bloke. No, I do. I admire him. He's a genius. But do you know what? It's great for the Premier League and it's great for England. I cannot wait to see Cristiano Ronaldo put on the red shirt and start scoring goals in the Premier League. Cheers for joining me tonight, mate, and take care of yourself. I hope you enjoyed your holiday. Plenty of suntan from the Scottish wind. And take care, and I'll see you soon, all right?
Cheers, mate. Ta-ra.